I think for me, our biggest challenge right now is that our community is educating our community, both internal and external, that this is not about putting a bunch of devices in the hands of kids. And it, it really is a shift in the way that we will do our work, all of us, in delivering instruction, in demonstrating learning, and the devices are just the means to do that. And so for us, the devices are the tangible item in this equation. So the conversation already has evolved to, well, how much can you buy and how fast can you put it in? So from my perspective, in terms of leadership, it's keeping the conversation where it should be, focused on the educational outcomes for the student, focused on transformation of practice, and actually making things easier and giving more ability to teachers to teach in new ways. So that I think is the primary challenge that I see as we do this. The secondary challenge is that we've got it, and it relates to that again. That community education is that we have to look at this holistically. If we look at deploying a bunch of devices without, just like without the professional development, transformation won't occur. If we look at deploying a bunch of devices without the infrastructure, then those devices will fail and we will not succeed in transforming the organization. So holistically looking at what infrastructure do we need to support the transformation that we hope, and making sure that people see that as connected and not just about the thing I can see and touch, which is the device.
Yeah, I think going off of Steve's first challenge, really educating the community that school looks different. So we can talk about innovation a lot. Parents totally agree with us. The world is a different place than when they went to school. But when school starts to look different, when classrooms are structured differently, or even classroom spaces become more flexible and the teacher isn't in front of the room, sometimes that makes us feel a little uncomfortable because it's not the system that we're used to. So it's a lot of community conversation about how it has to look different because the world looks different, and that it's okay to take that risk and definitely have a learning cycle that looks relatively the same, but having the space change.
Yeah, and I think just building out the infrastructure, that's something we can definitely have targets on and build for and get that built. And I think my job's really to get out of the way of the instruction, that the infrastructure is there and not inhibiting any of the instruction that's going on, so that that capacity to change is available. So I really see that as the harder side of things, as Corinne said. I see that side of it as being the most difficult part. We can put in more access points. We can, do all of those things and make the network as good as possible. But that's definitely going to be the hard